It looks like potato, broccoli, dead meat.
I love eggnog and I wanted to bake this retro eggnog cake, but I realized there was no eggnog in the cake. Because I trust this cookbook, I'm gonna make the cake, but I'm gonna challenge it to a taste-off. And if this cake doesn't taste like eggnog, I'm gonna have to make this as my punishment. But of course, you can't just trust my opinion on this. I'm gonna have my tasters try this cake as well, and if at least 2 of them say that this cake doesn't taste like eggnog, let's get started. Ugh. Not yet. This is a lot of stuff. Vanilla is gonna make it even more brown. Okay, let's ice that cake. This is ready to ice now. Good old soup spoon. Oh, thank God, it's not rock hard. Wow. If the filling was a little bit too thin, well, this icing is very thick. There's no instructions on icing this cake, so you can really ice it however you want. I am keeping it simple and just trying to seal in this filling. Seems like the places where the filling really leaked out is where the icing is having a hard time sticking, but never give up. I can feel the icing starting to get a bit more set now, so my time is running out. Okay, well, it is what it is. This is the cake. Here we go. Damn it. I'm just gonna make the supreme bite here. Okay, I have a little bit of everything. Oh, that's so sticky. In terms of an overall rating for this cake, like we normally do here on Vintage Recipe Hero, I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10 because this cake was a lot of work. And for what we have, it clearly wasn't very easy. The actual cake is lovely. It's light and fluffy and yummo. The icing is sticky, so sticky. And the filling, what didn't drip out the sides of the cake, is fine. There are a lot of nuts, a lot of raisins, and a lot of coconut. Altogether, as a bite, it has a really great flavor and lots of different textures. So now I'm gonna try the eggnog and then we'll see if this tastes like eggnog. One more bite to make sure. Yeah, you know what? Not even just to save my butt from this, but this does taste like the alcoholized version of eggnog. And by that, I'm not just saying that it tastes like rum. It actually has more of a richness and sweetness and complexity to it that does remind you of eggnog. But again, don't trust me because I've been thinking eggnog this whole time. So let's move on to the next taster. So I've got to transport this cake to my parents' house so my mom and my uncle can try it and give me their verdict. Travel ready. Let's go. Quick pee break time. We made it. Thank you.
It is heavy.
I want to eat some.
I'm. Here we go.
General surgeon.
Yay! The transported cake.
Why is there a chunk missing already?
Because I had to taste it.
What's that? Eggnog?
Do you know what eggnog is?
No.
Eric,
You can taste the eggnog.
what eggnog?
Well, I thought it was.
The flavours in this are just delightful. Kasha, get a life.
Don't be rude to my dog.
You only own a third of her.
Don't be cheeky to your third.
Oh God, am I enjoying this. Eric, Kasha. Delicious. I would rate this a 9.75. I love the texture of the cake. It's a real cake and the flavours are amazing.
This one's very difficult and I'm still tasting. I'll give you a figure shortly. I should give it 9.4. It's nice to eat in small amounts. What the fuck? I'm trying.
Okay, here you go. Who shakes the most now? Cheers.
You shake more than I do. It tastes like paste.
Kasha.
Do you think that the cake tastes like eggnog?
It's not something for this like to drink on a hot summer's day. Eggnog.
Eggnog.
Does the cake taste like eggnog? Yes or no?
Partial.
Yes or no?
Partial. The dog's got more brains than you.
No.
No plus.
You can't just copy her. The first thing you did say was the cake tastes like eggnog.
No plus.
So,
Not taste like, it tastes like, for me, a German torte.
and for you, Wicket, it tastes like.
What was the question, Kate? Please.
Does the cake taste like eggnog?
Do you know what the question is?
Yeah, bollock.
Does the cake taste like
Yes,
eggnog?
partially, yes.
Okay, the tasting went well. Now we're back on the road again to go home and have Richard try this cake. Let's see what he says. Hi, Neko. Let's go home.
Now, how badly do I want her to make this?
So what I'm gonna ask you to do is just taste the cake as normal first and give it a rating.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna give you this eggnog to taste with the cake so you can see if it tastes like eggnog. However, this eggnog is non-alcoholic, so keep that into consideration.
This was non-alcoholic. Could have gotten an alcoholic eggnog. I think that's, walnuts?
There's walnuts and pecans, raisins, and coconut flakes.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit of the booze. That's nice. Yeah, this one's actually pleasant. The booze is very complimentary, not overwhelming, and not trying to take center stage the whole time. Let's give it a score of 8.5.
On its own, do you think it tastes like eggnog?
Somewhat, yeah.
There are a lot of eggs in this cake.
And booze.
And booze.
There's a bit of that richness, right? Like it's the intermingle of the coconut and the booze that gives you a little bit of like what you get from eggnog itself, the aftertaste of an eggnog that is boozy. Which is to say, if that thing is not boozy, did you not say you said it tasted like eggnog?
Okay, fine. I said yes. What do you think?
She gave it away.
My uncle said yes or no.
He said Zep.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, he didn't give a real answer.
I'm not surprised.
And what do you think my mom said?
I think she is of the opinion that yes, it does taste like eggnog.
She said no, which means we have one yes, one inconclusive, and one no. Therefore, everything is riding on Richard's tasting.
Alrighty then, cheers. Eggnog. Okay, it's not boozy, no, but it's on that same level of creaminess. I need that direct comparison. You gotta jump back and forth, you know?
And by the way, his vote is not influenced at all because I've told him that he will not have to eat this. Only I will have to eat this.
It would be a fun watch though, wouldn't it? Honestly, it's the same aftertaste.
Yay! It tastes like eggnog!
It does.
So in the end, the eggnog cake without eggnog does taste like eggnog. So you can make this cake any season you want, whether you have it or not. And even in the winter time, if you don't feel like buying a 1 liter carton of eggnog, as I often do not, you can make this cake and still have the eggnog flavor without buying that carton. But if you are on the side of absolutely hating eggnog, then you can make this cake instead. The Swedish apple cake is lovely, and anyone who hates eggnog is bound to love this cake.
Nog me.